there's a special place in hell for a mother like that. Hey guys, it's me, Talia Risa Gibson. You can call me Tag for short, and welcome to my channel. Like, comment, subscribe. So guys, today, OMG, last night I watched this documentary on Netflix called Unknown Number High School Catfish. And y'all, first of all, if you want to watch it, this is going to be a spoiler alert. So you may not want to watch any further if you don't want a spoiler. So y'all, OMG, if you haven't watched it, stop this video, go watch it, and come back and then tell me what you think. So someone on my Facebook that I follow, a musician that I follow that lives out here in the Fort Worth area, just about 20 minutes from me, had posted this picture of this woman, and then it said something like, this is one of the most sick stories that I've ever heard. And I was like intrigued, like, what is this? And I looked at the comments and people were saying that it was like this documentary on Netflix. So I was like, let me go and look at this documentary, because I had seen it pop up on like new things or new shows on Netflix, but I just didn't really pay attention. I haven't really been watching a lot of shows, because I've been watching like van lifers on YouTube and different stuff like that. I have one of my favorite van lifers that I'll watch on YouTube, but I don't know, I digress. But anyway, so y'all, this documentary, when I tell you it's the craziest case ever, and I feel like this woman should have gotten more time. Like, I know that unless you actually commit like a certain kind of violent crime or this or that, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of time. But I just thought it was so sick that I'm just put her in a mental hospital. Like, it's crazy. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown. So again, this is a spoiler alert. So if you want to watch it, stop, go watch it, come back and let me know what you think. Because it's less than 2 hours. I think it's less than 2 hours of a documentary. But anyway, there was this teenage girl in high school in this very small town in Michigan. And it's the kind of school where the elementary, middle school, high school is all in one building, because it's that small of a town. So all these kids have grown up with each other. Families know each other. Everybody knows each other's business. It's that small of a town. I will say that some of you are gonna be like, why does this matter? But just for the sake of the story, this is a white community in a small town in Michigan. And I say that because when they were showing the clips of people in high school, I didn't see anyone that wasn't white. But so it's a white community. And this girl, Lauren, and her boyfriend, Owen, they had been together as friends since they were little kids. And then when they got into like high school and stuff like that, they started having a crush on each other, and he asked her to be his girlfriend. The families were all friends and all of that. And they each had a lot of friends in high school, especially the boy. He had a whole lot of friends. He even had like a girl best friend and all of that. So there was this other girl, I think her family was known to like have these parties or whatever, and a lot of people would come. And so her best friend, Owen, he was invited. So he invited the girl, Lauren, that is his girlfriend. So they went to the party, and Lauren didn't really want to go to the party. And I hope I'm telling this part right, because after everything else that followed, I really don't really remember the beginning as well. But it was something like that. there was this party. It was hosted by Owen's best friend, who is a girl, and her family. And Lauren, so Owen's girlfriend, Lauren, started getting these vulgar text messages on her phone, like saying stuff like Owen doesn't want you, like his family doesn't want you dating him, and calling her all these names and saying all these nasty things about what she was going to do or doing with Owen. And so she's like asking her boyfriend, like, what is this? Eventually, like, he starts getting text messages and things like that. So they try to like call the number, no one answers, but then after they would try to call, the person would never answer, but then would text like, stop calling me, you B, and all these different things. And so it was a hot mess, but these were young, like 14, 15, like young high school students. And this went on and on for about 2 years or so. At some point, they thought the girl Lauren was doing this to herself and just trying to seek attention. They found out that that wasn't true. Another point, they thought that it was the girl whose family threw the party, Owen's best friend. They thought maybe she really wanted to be with Owen, and so she was doing that to Lauren because Owen was her best friend, and maybe she felt jealous because he was taking Lauren away, or Owen away, that Lauren was taking Owen away from her. So there were all these things, but y'all, all of this was going on. They got the local sheriff involved, and he was doing his investigation. At one point, the girl who threw the party was highly accused. Her dad is a police officer, and they were upset because people were actually believing that his daughter had done it. And then their daughter also had these two friends. And so they were thinking that this girl and her two friends were doing this to Lauren because they were trying to get Lauren and Owen to break up. Well, none of that was true, but people were starting to believe it. So it was making it difficult for that girl. And then there was one point where the person started sending pictures, and one of the pictures was only a picture that someone who had been in that house could have taken. So they started to think that it was Owen's cousin at this holiday party who had taken the photo, because she's the only one that goes to that high school too that could have been in that house at the time. So they started thinking that it was Owen's cousin, which that also was not true. So they're looking at all these kids, and at one point they're thinking it's this kid and everybody's jumping on that bandwagon, and then they're thinking it's this kid and everyone's jumping on that bandwagon. So their local sheriff wasn't really doing a great job of figuring it out. He didn't really have a clue. So he started asking the FBI for help, and this one man from the FBI got involved, and he really started to uncover things. In the meantime, Owen's mother and Lauren's mother, Kendra, they were working together to try to figure everything out. They were always up at the school trying to talk to the principal, the superintendent, the sheriff, and all of that stuff. They weren't making any progress. So at some point, this kind of started to impact Lauren and Owen's relationship, and they ended up breaking up. And then at some point, Owen met someone else from another school that was a little farther away in another town, and they started dating. Well, somehow the person who was sending these messages to them got that girl's mother's number and started texting her and saying all these things about Owen and Lauren. And so they ended up breaking up, him and his new girlfriend. And the son, Owen, he was getting very fed up. At one point, he even texted that person back and was like, do you realize you're making me suicidal, or something like that? And so this was really impacting Lauren and Owen. And they had gotten to a point where they weren't even talking anymore because they broke up and he had moved on. And then that relationship got ruined. So they were trying to figure all this out. So the FBI agent that they got involved, he basically asked for Owen's mom to give him Owen's phone, and he extracted everything, and he couldn't really find anything on his phone. So he started kind of looking for like IP addresses and things like that, and kind of running all of that information. He found some IP addresses that kind of popped up, and so he asked Owen's mom, could she give him a list of all of her contacts? So she gave him pretty much all of her contacts, and so he started comparing numbers, and he saw that Kendra, Lauren's mom, her number was lining up with several of those IP addresses. So she was using different devices. So the girl who was being catfished and bullied was being bullied and catfished by her own mother. She was sending her these horrible, vulgar messages. She was saying all these things that she was doing with her daughter's boyfriend, and talking about her vagina and all these different things, and saying all the things that he would do to her and that she was gonna do to him, and put this in his mouth and this or that. Her own mother was the person doing it. Her own mother. She's participating in this investigation, acting like she's helping Owen's mom. And the whole time, she was the one doing it. Her own daughter that was dating Owen. Y'all, there's a special place in hell for a mother like that. That's abuse. And oh my goodness, she tried to act like, well, I didn't start sending the first ones, but when that first started, I was really just trying to figure out who was doing it. So I started acting like I was the person so I could try to find out who was really doing it. Nobody believes that. She definitely sent all of those messages. So you just all of a sudden think, oh, I'm going to send my daughter Lauren a message and call her all these names and say that she's ugly, and make fun of her clothes, and say that what I'm going to do to her boyfriend. And a grown woman is saying all this about what she's going to do to her own daughter's boyfriend sexually. It's the most mind-boggling thing. You guys have to watch it. If you kept watching this video and you haven't watched it, you still want to watch it, because just everything that unfolded will blow your mind. I was like, what kind of mother would do such a thing? Y'all gotta watch it. And if you have already watched it, what do you guys think? Like, I just feel like the time she got wasn't enough. I know it wasn't a violent crime, but she messed with her own daughter's mental health. She messed with that boy's mental health. All the other kids that got accused that people were believing, she messed with their mental health. They're going to be like scarred by that for a while. And the problem too is her daughter still sees her as her mother, so she still wants a relationship with her, even though she knows she may not be able to trust her. And I'm like, it's so toxic. It's like, I understand, that's your mother, but do you really want to allow that type of manipulator in your life? Like, you don't owe her that. She gave birth to you, and she completely just, this was the worst one, y'all. At some point, she told her to commit suicide. She told her to go take her life. She told her daughter to go take her life. So what if her daughter would have done that? And she was like, my daughter, I knew that she would never do that. But you would say it to your own child. Y'all have to go watch it. I just had to vent about it. It was disturbing. And I don't understand why some people have children. And when they went to her house to go search her devices, her and her daughter, Lauren, were at home. So the officer told her daughter to stay outside where she was. And they took the mother in the house and started asking her questions. And she started telling that she did it, but it didn't start off like that. And she started saying all these things. And they're like, why would you do that? But I don't think anybody got mad enough for me when it came to those officers. Like, they were giving her too much grace, too much grace. And the thing is, like, she lied to her husband because Lauren's father and the mother were together and they were having financial issues. She had told her husband that she had left the job that she had, but she had actually been let go. She had lied about so many different things that they ended up losing a property that they had prior. And it was a hot mess. And so he ended up leaving her. She went to jail for maybe like a year or so, and then she got out, but her daughter still wants to have a relationship with her. But I'm just like, how can you trust that level of manipulation and that level of a liar that would actually tell her own child to go take her own life? It's crazy. You guys have to watch it. Have you already seen it? If so, leave a comment down below. As always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course, it's that bell notification so you'll know when I post. Until next time, bye.